Microphone check, mic check. Microphone check, mic check. Yo, that's actually good. Microphone check, mic check. Yo, that's actually good. Microphone check, mic check. Yo, that's actually good. Yo, honestly, I just need to remember that my headphones are right here. And if we are going to be doing any sort of music listening, I should put on the headphones because
What's a man really saying?
I mean they should just be on anyways, so yeah. I mean they should just be on anyways, so yeah. I will like move this over to this other desktop here. I got desktop 2 and desktop 1. I moved Streamlabs over there, which is cool. Virtual desktop. I will for surely forget that over there. Anyways, pop off the old headphones here. I don't feel like wearing those all day. Yeah, so we are gonna hang out and do stuff today. But yeah, a couple things I do need to get done real quick before I start messing and tinkering and starting. I just wanted to get the live stream going. I gotta feed the cat. Gotta get some electrolytes in my system. So we'll start there. Got the hydration boost. Oh, and there's the cat. There he is. So there's the boy. You know, this webcam here sat outside in the rain for like 6 months. Surprised it still works. Oh, Ichigo. Variety pack. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, I guess that's the flavor I'm having. Oh, it smells good. Whole pack smell out. You dig? And then we got this guy. We in the mix. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's this guy. No sponsorship. I wish. Yeah. I'm gonna go fill this guy up with water, bring back some cat food, and then we'll get cooking. All right, there. Now he's got his food. I got hydration. Now we slam this stuff. Really good stuff. Then we come back for round two and some caffeine. In the meantime, check out some art that I finished yesterday. Blender. Probably gonna be doing some more stuff like this today. Boom. Really cool. Some nice detail in here. This is full size, I believe. And that one just fits. Yeah. Yeah, somehow I want to do more stuff like this guy today. Close the door because it is freezing today. We got a 53 degrees, high of 64 today. Man. I don't know why this preview shows up as white. But there's actually some content there. Let's see if we can find a little inspiration to get us started.
AI is clearly not going away, and if we take the view that motion designers are going to use it as a tool, well, we need to figure out how. So in this video, we're going to do just that by testing a workflow using After Effects and AI. So after seeing how AI has progressed, my gut is telling me that we shouldn't let it do the creative heavy lifting for us. I believe we'll be doing our creative skill set a massive disservice by relying on AI, and an over-reliance will lead to a decline in our own creative performance. But then, what do we use it for? I think we should be figuring out how to use it for hard labor.
Just because YouTube probably do some content blocking, we'll stop and talk about it for a second. But yeah, that's not really what I'm looking for here. This I could.
So this is a sniper scope that I made for
How to make engraved text in Blender. Very curious. Because I don't know that. Boolean and a bunch of messed up topology. That's what I know.
tutorials on my channel the other day. If you haven't seen a tutorial, I recommend you go check it out if you want to be able to model this sniper scope right here from scratch with good topology, by the way. And on this sniper
And we're
scope,
finished with it.
and on many other objects which you're going to encounter when you're 3D modeling, there are parts where you have some letters, markings, and numbers carved into the surface of the object, right? So, for example, I have these numbers and markings here on this adjustment knob over here, where the letters look like they've been carved into the surface. Now, I made them metallic just so you can see them a little bit more clearly. If I make them golden, they look pretty cute, okay? Of course, you can play around with this and you can accomplish all sorts of effects. If you make it non-metallic, it's a little bit less obvious, but it's still there quite clearly. And I'm going to show you how you can accomplish this effect today. Now, of course, these markings are just part of a texture. They're not actually modeled. They're not modeled with geometry.
Yeah, and we're curious about that.
These markings are just part of a texture. They're not actually modeled with geometry.
Yeah, and we're curious about that. And I do apologize about the delay. I don't know if there's really a way for me to fix that. If this will help, I doubt it. If this will help, I doubt it. Yeah. Did we just fix that one issue? Also, I like how this doesn't pull up with OBS. Does downmix to mono? Yo, okay, cool. Yes, we want to downmix to mono. Gosh, that probably sounds leagues better. Yes, we want to downmix to mono. Gosh, that probably sounds leagues better. Yes, we want to downmix to mono. Gosh, that probably sounds leagues better. I'm fucking freezing. Yeah, anyways, this is gone. That was the hydration boost. Next up is one of these guys, and this is the energy. For whatever reason, this flavor I can't rip it open with my fingers. So let me go fill this guy up. Give that a really good shake up. By the way, look at this app I installed on my Mac yesterday. You can hold it over the dock and get these little like previews here. Free app. Music controls. By the way, I want you back over here. Yeah, because I started minimizing it to the icon itself, and then, yeah, I can see. Boom. Pull that back up. I don't know, just some weird fun. But, now the only other step is to smoke some weed. Really get zoned out and start messing with stuff. Today we might make some, I have no idea what I'm going to get into. We might do some Blender stuff. We might do some Ableton music stuff. We might just fucking play Minecraft or some Assassin's Creed game. I have no idea. But what we are going to do is get belligerently high and try to do something. And you guys are going to be here with the ride. Yeah, we're going to do a little Keef sprinkle on this one. That way I know it's gonna work. Put that little pizzazz on there. I'm probably gonna forget that I'm even streaming. I got this little blue light here where the camera is, but likely once I start getting a little stoned, I'm gonna forget that I'm streaming at all, and we'll just be doing stuff. Might even turn the mic off. Okie doke.
right? So maintain a relatively low poly surface while still having this sort of effect. And I have another example back here. On this adjustment knob, you can see the letters look like they've been carved into the surface. And I have this isolated underneath my scene as well, just so I can show you a little bit more clearly under this lighting. So clearly it looks like it's carved into the surface, but of course it isn't. It's just a little magic trick that I'm going to show you today. So here's how you're going to be able to create this. I'm going to use this duplicate of this adjustment knob up here. It doesn't have any materials. If you want to follow along, just make yourself a little cylinder which is shaped roughly like this one, okay? And just follow along, follow what I'm doing. So first, we're going to take this object, we're going to add a base material. So this is just going to be the color of the base. Like you can see, this is black down here. We're going to make this material black. You can make it whatever you want, but I'm going to go with black. And you can make it metallic. You don't have to. We can get to that later, but whatever. So this is our base material, and now we're going to have to create some custom texture maps which are going to control this effect. So you're going to go over to some image editing program. I'm going to use Canva because it's totally for free. If you go to Google, type in canva.com, you just make an account, you can do all sorts of texture edits and graphic designs and shit like that totally for free. But you can use Photoshop, you can use PaintNet, whatever you want. This is just universal, so that's why I'm going with this so everybody can follow along. I'm gonna go up here to create, and we're gonna go to custom size, and you wanna have a pretty high resolution image for this if you want to see these letters from close up. Some are green, some are red, some are white. Black is gonna be replaced with another material. Then we're gonna have to create a color map to determine the colors, because you can see on our sniper scope here, we got colored letters down here. Some are green, some are red, some are white. And after that, we're going to create our bump map, or our height map. So first, let's add a text box right here. We're going to use Alt on this button right here so we can evenly scale it up. Let's do something like this, and let's just type in something simple like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good enough for now, okay? Up here to File, click on Download. So this is our color map, and we're going to download that separately once again. So download, download. You can take this in your folder, rename it so you can keep everything organized. And then after that, we're going to go to our downloads folder where we downloaded our first image, okay? And we're going to load that into this canvas right here. So you're going to throw that in there. This is the black and white text. Now you want to have an image of this. You don't just want to take this text box right here and make that and use that. You want to use your image, because the image can have special effects. And we need special effects because we want to add...
Okay, I'm lost.
blur to these buttons, to these numbers. This is really important. So you click on this image, and also make sure that it's completely aligned with your letters. You don't want this to be shifted. Everything has to be exactly in the same place. You click on that image, you go to edit up here, and you go down to where you find blur, and click on whole image and just add a little bit of blur. Let's make that 13% or something, okay? And then once again, once we have this, just click on File, Download, and download that to your computer as well. So that's ready to go now. Now we have our textures. Now here's how you apply them, okay? So you go back to Blender, let's switch over to our shading tab. This is our node right here. This is our basic material. For you, if you're using the default Blender setup, your node editor is going to be down here. I don't like that shit at all. I can't see nothing when I'm using my shader editor down here, so I just use this little menu to switch this stuff around, and I save my default setup here so I can have it this way every single time. And this down here is also set to my UV editor, because by default it's image editor. What am I going to do with an image editor that I can't do with a UV editor? But with the UV editor I can also edit my UV, so I don't want to do the switch every time. I got to set to UV. So now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to throw in our first image, which for me is labeled with the number 20. This is going to be our mask. So just probably a couple of faces from around here somewhere, like this, Alt Mark seam, so I can cut this, and that way I can go to face select mode. I can press L here. That's going to select the entire ring, and I just press U, unwrap angle based, and that's going to unwrap this as a nice little strip down here. So all I got to do now is rotate this by 90 degrees. I don't know why I didn't unwrap it over the entire image. It could have. I don't know why Blender couldn't figure this shit out, but whatever. I'm going to scale it up so it covers the entire object. Okay, and once you do that, then you're going to be able to see it on your model. So I'm also going to rotate it by 180 so we invert it. Now you want to play around with this. You want to scale it up and down to make sure that it matches correctly on this gap right here on the seam. So you want to move it around a little bit. You want to play around with it until it looks about right. So I'll scale mine up a little bit to increase the gap here. Make sure everything is distributed a little bit more properly, but it doesn't really matter for now. Okay, just play around with it until it looks right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything is displayed on the object properly. Okay. But this is going to be your mask. So this is going to control which material is going to be displayed. So we want to replace the black color with one material and the white color with another.
Alright, I gotta get my cat and close the door, because it is... Alright, how about this? Do. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a be right back thing for the stream. Bed Bath and Beyond. Be back soon. Ah. Nice. So much for that, right? How about this then? New scene.